Paʻalana is a mobile family education program that provides comprehensive education services to the adult, to the parent, and to the child of a family. And what it is centered around is evidence-based research that shows the power of learning and family literacy when it's done from one generation to the next. And it's driven by curriculum that meets STEM standards, that is developmentally appropriate and culturally relevant.
Paʻalana and FCILs are unique in the sense that they deeply understand the culture of the families and the communities that they go in to serve. And they bring that in with them.
Our main focus and our main goal is to break the cycle of poverty through 2 generations of education. So having families come with their children and learn side by side. There's a lot of components to that. So we have our early education piece, which is when the children are alone with their teachers and sort of learning in a more intentional way that is developed for their specific age group. There's our parent education class, which allows parents to sort of interact with other parents, learn parenting skills, parenting techniques. They get to vala'au about what kind of parents they are. There's our adult education piece, which allows them to sort of learn just life skills that they might need. Many of our families have faced trauma. They're going through a lot. They're trying to sort of put their foot back into society. So that might look like budgeting. It might look like, how do you do an interview? It might look like, I want to know how to use a computer, or it could just be self-care. I want to learn how to play the ukulele, or I don't know how to change the oil in my car. So just really giving them life skills. And my favorite part is our parent and child interaction learning time, which is what we call PAC time. That's sort of this time that's guided by teachers where the parents and the keiki, or whoever brings the keiki to school, so caregivers, bring their keiki to school and they sort of learn alongside each other.
For Paʻalana, the families are coming from a pretty challenging background, from homelessness to just being at risk, maybe domestic problems. So first of all, we just love them and welcome them and accept them. And once we build that kind of trust and rapport, then we try to walk with them to help them in a wide variety of topics.
And what I love about the different components of Paʻalana is it ties into and encompasses who we are in terms of meeting families where they're at. Because you just really never know. Sometimes we meet a family and they're stable enough and they're ready for preschool and they're ready to enter our preschool doors. Sometimes we meet a family and they don't have toothbrushes. They're not ready for preschool because they don't have dinner. They don't have food. Or I don't know how to get immunizations, but I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old and one needs to go to school. And so I love the fact that we have this sort of levels of outreach to families, so they know that if they're not in this space, that's okay. This is where we're gonna meet you, and we're gonna stay right here until you're ready to move forward with the next step, and hopefully through that relationship building and that compassion, we can get them to the next level together.
The greatest thing that I think we offered to our employees first, and then it radiated out, was hope. And that's something that is really hard to quantify. But if that was something that was going to be the thing that we needed to offer, was hope.
So I feel like my family has benefited a lot from this program because it kind of keeps us connected and grounded. For me, presence is everything. So I like to be present in my kids' life. So being able to spend time with my kids and do things with them at school, it definitely means the most to me.
Our families are always at the top. Who we serve always comes first. And I'm thankful that our traditional values of making sure that our keiki, our kupuna, our makua, that they're all being cared for in this village. I think it just takes us back to our roots and who we are as a people, that we're not individuals, that we work together for one common goal. And sometimes I think that gets lost in society and we forget and we feel alone and we're stressed and we don't know who to talk to. So I hope what we're doing traditionally is bringing back in those cultural practices, those traditions of working with your makua and kupuna together to learn. That's how our people are. They learn together. They learn by weaving. That's how they learned math, right? Or they learned science through the different types of things that they planted. And I love that there's a connection there, and I love that our people never have to feel lost, because we're always going to be able to connect them to who they are through their roots and their culture and these traditions and values that we stand on as a foundation. Some of the ways that stand out to me is providing support to very, very vulnerable communities and families. Most importantly, building relationships with them, providing a safe place where they can trust the resources that they're being given, providing a space for them and their children to come without judgment, providing food, materials, hygiene, and I think most of all, providing support that they trust.
One thing I really benefited from was therapy. They had a therapist come in and just kind of doing like weekly check-ins, and then Paʻalana offered sessions for like the first, families that could sign up, and I was like, okay. The benefits of everything that I learned here, like it pours into when I go at home. Like my husband notices the difference, I feel like the programs and everything here, doesn't only make me better, but it makes me like a better wife. It makes me a better mom.
And oftentimes the parents really look forward to the parent classes. It's like their break, because they're with their kids all the time, and it's a time just for them.
We'd enjoy that time with our kids, and then they would take our kids. I was like, oh my gosh, I get a break, what? It was a 2-hour break. Well, that's what I called it, a 2-hour break. And I knew she was fine because she was right next door. And then I was like learning a bunch of cool stuff in parent ed. I learned how to sew. It's something I've always wanted to do, but as a mom, I felt like I never had the time.
We get to actually talk and work with other parents. And I feel like you get to see where parents are coming from, how parents deal with their kids. And it kind of helps you feel like it's okay, right? Because sometimes we crack as parents, and sometimes we need the support. So I feel like the teachers and the other parents help us be better parents for our kids.
As much as we put into the curriculum and the policies and procedures and making it a really well-run program, it's all about the people. The families don't really care about that so much. What they feel and sense is the person, the human being that's right in front of them, and they can smell if I accept them, if I welcome them, if I love them or not.
One of the things we do is we meet the families where they're at. So there's never a concern about, will I be accepted if my child doesn't have clothes? Will I be accepted if I don't know how to read? I think we enter a space and we remind our staff and the people that are a part of our program that it's not our space, that it's theirs, and that we're visitors. And so we open our arms to share this space with them, and we make connections to them. We're reminding them and reassuring them constantly that we know that they need help, and we want to be supportive and help them. But I would say, most of all, we build relationships with their children. And for families, or anyone going through crisis or in trauma, if you can build a relationship with their most prized possession, which is their child, and if you can show them that you are genuinely there to help them and you love them and you care for them, I think that's the door to opening their heart, to healing, to trusting, to connection that helps us truly help these families through their healing journey.
I feel like the teachers, they really care. I feel like that's the difference with Paʻalana. They really, really care about our kids. I mean, it doesn't help that some of them are family or close friends too, right? And then a lot of the families that we work with here, we end up getting super close and doing things outside of the school too. But I feel like they truly care about our kids. They really, really want to make our lives and our kids' lives better. So for me, if they're so genuine. They're so genuine that everything it literally just feels like our second family.
I don't think a lot of people are aware of how great this is. You see I guess, you hear stuff right when you're reading about, okay, yeah, this is to help, you know, so-and-so kind of families. I'm like, no, it's for everybody. Like, it's open door. Go in and check it out. So one of the best things about it is when we go to the field trips where there's all the sites and you see the diversity and how, like, you know, how far Paʻalana reached out to everybody. And it's such a nice thing to watch. There's a lot of things that if I didn't learn here, I don't think I would know of. Down to the meals, down to like knowing, okay, you know, it's break time, how to use the bathroom. Oh my gosh, they provided me how many potty training stuff. Like, I was like so for it. I'm like, oh, transitioning. That was one thing, like over here, you get the full package, right? It's like, oh, we're not only gonna like tell you about it and teach you about it, we're gonna provide you with everything so you can do what we're showing you.
Favorite part about working here, I think, is the change that is created inside of you when you're a part of something that's really special, when you're a part of transforming someone's life for better.
They say trauma cascades, right? It can, but so can resilience and hope and joy. And I think that was what we had that was pretty contagious at Paʻalana.